Good morning, students. Dr. Yogesh Patinge, Assistant Professor in Commerce, GS College of Commerce. We are seeing unit number 2, branch accounting. As we discussed in earlier lecture that before starting unit number 3, I think there is a need of taking a problem particularly on independent branch. So I'm trying that each and every type of problem need to be covered, because okay, we can't take that much problems, but again we are going to meet from this Monday in classroom, so there also we are going to solve the queries and again solve some problems which are not possible to solve in this online platform. So that is actually a very good news for us, that we are going to meet on Monday in classrooms. There we can there solve the queries and problems of this financial accounting semester first, and again simultaneously we can go ahead with semester 2 statistics and business mathematics. So that is the case from Monday. Today this is the last problem of unit number 2, branch accounting, in which we are saying about independent branch. In first lecture itself I cleared that the types of branches: dependent branch, independent branch, what is the way of working of dependent branch, what is the way of working of independent branch. That already we discussed in first lecture of this unit number 2. Again, starting this problem, let me clear some things about independent branch, then I will read the problem which I already provided you, which is available on your Google Drive account of your class, and then I'm going to we'll go to the solution and solve this problem. This problem is very easy, there is nothing in that, but again the concept should get clear. So what is the independent branch? Independent branch, it means it has its own independence. They don't have to depend too much on head office to take decisions, to prepare their plan, to prepare their rules and regulations, because they are completely had been given the independence by head office. So how they work? They can sell, they can buy from head office, they can even sell to head office. So these are the things which happens in the account books of branch accounts. Independent branch. They have the rights to buy it directly from head office, they have the rights to sell, they can even sell to the head office. Again, they can decide their prices, they can also indulge in production, in processing. So each and everything which is actually a part of processing, or which is actually a part of production, they can do, because they have that right, they have that authority from head office. So this is all about independent branch. So when we solve the problems of independent branch, we should take in notice that independent branch are there which have their own accounts. At the end of the financial year, if there is the note, or there is a mention in their statute that they have to transfer net profit of that particular financial year to the head office account, they can do that, or even they can flow back that profit back to their expenses, or even they can invest that profit. That is the sole authority of independent branch. When we just have to solve the problems of branch accounting, these things we should have to keep in mind. So this is a problem of independent branch. First I am going to read that problem. That problem I already mentioned, that problem is available on the Google Drive account. A branch established sent the following trial balance to its head office. The trial balance is being given. It is being balanced at 27,58,400 rupees. Balance at bank, cash in hand, sundry debtors, purchases, rent and taxes, general expenses, salaries, bad debts, fixtures and fittings, machinery, stock of 1st April 2008. These are the things which are being given in a trial balance. On credit side, sundry creditors, sales, head office account, all those things are at the credit side of this trial balance. This is a trial balance which had been given to us. Then I am going to read the next paragraph. First we will see what is the meaning of that, the information given to us, and then we will straightly go to the solution. The proportion of head office expenses to be charged to the branch is rupees 45,000. It means that the proportion of head office expenses to be charged to the branch is rupees 45,000, which we had mentioned here. Just we see the 45,000. There is a 45,000 head office expenses, 45,000, that is the mention there. The salaries include a sum of rupees 26,000 paid to the branch manager, who is further entitled to 15% of the net profit. Means the branch manager will get a salary of 26,000. Again, He is also entitled to the 15% of net profit of the branch before charging the commission. Before charging the commission, we have to apply the formula. We had just did this 1,51,000. It is actually the difference before charging the commission. Before charging the commission, we had used this formula of 1,51,000, because if you just add those things, you will get 1,51,000. So 1,51,000 is actually the addition of these two things, and after that you will get a commission. So that is the thing we did there. The branch stock on 31st March 2009 was rupees 2,20,000. It is actually the closing stock of that particular one, 2,20,000. What we have to prepare? We have to prepare a branch trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2009. This problem is from 1st April 2009 to 31st March, to 1st April 2008 to 31st March 2009. Allowing depreciation on fixed assets at the rate 10% per annum. We have to allow the depreciation at the rate of 10% on fixed assets. So this information is given. So what is the prominent information in it? It is actually we have to charge the expenses, head office expenses at the rate of rupees 45,000. This is the first information. Then second, we have to provide a salary of 26,000 to branch manager. Again, we have to further give him 15% of commission, but before charging this commission on the basis of net profit. That one thing we have to keep in mind. Then the closing stock is being given at the rupees of 2,20,000. That is another information. And with the help of this information, what we have to prepare? We have to prepare a trading account and profit and loss account. Problem is very simple. We just have to keep those pro formas in our mind, and we just have to put up or place up those figures in that particular pro forma. Now we will move to the trading account. In the books of branch, whatever the name of that particular branch, we will write here. Trading account for the year ended 31st March, for the year ending 31st March 2009. Okay, we are in 2021 and we are taking problem of 2009. It doesn't matter because the concepts will remain same. Particulars: opening stock. Opening stock is being given at rupees 2,80,000. 1st April 2008. Then there had been purchases of rupees 16 lakh. Okay. It's a purely simple trading account. Sales 21 lakh in that particular financial year, and the closing stock of rupees 2,20,000. So these are the figures which are the part of trading account. After balancing those two sides at rupees 23,20,000, we are here with a gross profit of rupees 4,40,000. It will be carried down. It will be we have to write it profit and loss account credit side, gross profit brought down 4,40,000. So this is a simple trading account. Moving to the profit and loss account, we just have to mention the expenses which are the part of profit and loss account. Rent and rates, we had been given 40,000. Okay. Then we have the general expenses 70,000. Yes. Then salaries, we had been asked to provide a salary to general manager. So general manager salary rupees 26,000 and others rupees 94,000. So it will be 1,20,000 because they had given us the head of salaries 1,20,000. In that head of salary 1,20,000, there is the mention of 26,000 salary of general manager. So 1,20,000 minus 26,000 means 94,000. So 94,000 salary is being given to others. There is no particular mention, so we just have to write here others. So salaries, general manager of 26,000, others 94,000, so 1,20,000. There is a bad debt of rupees 7,000. Then head office expenses, as there is being mentioned in that description, we have to provide the head office expenses charge on branches of rupees 45,000. Then depreciation, there are two fixed assets. One is fixtures and fittings and another is machinery, and they ask us to provide it at the rate of 10%. So machinery, the amount is of rupees 46,000. So at the rate of 10%, it will be 4,600. Sorry, at the rate 10%, 4,600. And fixtures, it is being given 24,000. So at the rate of 10%, it will be 2,400. Adding those things, it will be 7,000. So this is a depreciation on machinery and fixtures because these are the fixed assets at the rate of 10%. Then commission to branch, but that commission, what they ask us to do, I am reading again that one. The branch manager who is further entitled to 15% on net profit of the branch before charging commission. So what we have to do here, we have to just find out the difference. That difference will be 1,51,000. So we have to charge 15% on 1,51,000. Then we will get 22,650. So 1,51,000 minus 22,650. Then we will get a net profit of 1,28,350. It means that this is a net profit 1,28,350 after charging the commission of manager. So this is the logic behind that. First you have to find out the difference. The difference is 1,51,000. Then you have to apply the formula. This one charging at the rate of 50%, 15%. We will get a commission of 22,650. And then there is a difference of 1,28,350 because there is nothing to write on this side. That the balance, that profit and loss account get balanced at 4,40,000, and the difference is now 1,28,350. Ultimately, this is a net profit which is going to be transferred to head office if it is being mentioned in the statute of that particular head office or branch offices. So this is a simple way of solving independent account of independent branch. The important thing in this particular problem will be this portion, which is actually a mathematical logic included in that. Apart from this, it's a very simple problem. So this is a problem of independent branch, and so these are the problems of branch accounting. I tried to take different types of problems. These problems are already provided on the Google Drive account of your class. So as every time I mention the thing, I am repeating it again. First you have to see what is the problem. For that you have to go to your Google Drive account, read that problem properly, and after reading that problem properly, come to this video, see what I explained and how I solved that problem on board. Then your concepts will get cleared. Again, we are going to meet on Monday in a classroom. So in that classroom, we have everything being there, first semester and second semester. So if there are some queries about this first semester, I am there to solve your queries, and apart from that, simultaneously we are going to start second semester also, statistics and business mathematics. So don't get afraid, your queries will get answered there. So first read that problem carefully and come to this video and see the solution here. I hope you understand this thing. Thank you.